Hey guys, welcome into another video. A lot to break down today. A lot happened, but it was all very textbook. Today's price action was very surprising, to be honest, especially the day before big CPI data tomorrow morning at 8:30 prior to market open. Good luck to any of you gamblers that are in calls or puts on the indices, looking for a move in either direction. Hope it works out for you guys. Looking at ES, so this is starting to get a little bearish. You guys seen today we started off with a dump and then we had a little retrace. And I'm going to show you what that retrace did for this and why I think we're still going to be a little bit bearish going into CPI. Granted, CPI can change all that. It can sweep some lows and then change everything for us. But I have a guess for us CPI, and I'm going to share it with you guys here in a minute. Yes, weekly obviously hasn't closed, but can see we're like right at the bottom of this weekly FVG here. I think we're a little bit below it, not by much. Obviously, we haven't closed yet, but it's starting to get a lot weaker. And then you see NQ. Obviously, NQ's last week already closed below its weekly fair value. And you see what happens after it's closed below. We're still displacing down. I do think NQ is headed back to that 15,108 level, 1560 level, because those are both AM 4-hour lows that are sitting there, and they just seem very obvious. And we're so close to taking them, it feels like why would we not go take them while are this close? So NQ daily, this is another sign that tells me that 15,108 and 1560 is coming. Like I said, this could happen tomorrow on CPI. We get a quick whip down. We take all this liquidity sitting right here, and then we start our move back up. So like I said, we'll have to see what CPI does for tomorrow. I mean, it could be a wick up and then a wick down to take this and then go higher too. So just there's a lot of options that could happen tomorrow, so that's what I'm watching. So I think ES will take those lows here eventually. I don't know if ES if you look at ES and NQ side by side, ES is a lot higher compared to like this level, and then ES's level. It's a lot closer to taking it than ES is. So like I mentioned yesterday, I think ES gets into this daily fair value while NQ sweeps its lows here, and then maybe we get a retrace, or we wait for ES to take these, and NQ just keeps dropping, you know, as it's waiting on ES to take these lows. The reason why this low has my interest on ES is not because of the weekly, but granted, if ES would get down to this daily, you notice this would hit your CE of this propulsion block that happened on the weekly. So this is a 45-60 area would be a very good chance for a bounce just like to look for a bounce. Also, going to the monthly chart, it's not often you see a monthly fair value gap. Looking on this chart, we've had only a few, but if ES could take that, if ES could go down and take that 4410 level, you see we would wick into this monthly FVG that might want to get filled. So that's the only reason I would think that we would go down to that 4410 level is to rebalance this, but obviously no one's trading off the monthly chart. So just some GWiz information to pay attention to. So today, let's see, we'll take a quick look at YM. YM still holding strong. This thing is so much stronger than ES and NQ at the moment. A lot of your boomers are in, these the stocks that are composed of the Dow. So there's a lot safer stocks that are holding up a lot better than your tech or your stocks that are in your S&P with ES. So ES on the 4 hour. Remember last night I told you guys. Last night our bias was we expected as long as this. 4-hour BPR held. I expected us to go see 45.40. We did take longs to 45.25, I believe, and then you see we got 45.36. But I just noticed why this didn't work all the way. We hit this uh, we hit this hourly FEG here, and we dumped from there. So our take profit should have been at 32 probably instead of uh, instead of 45.40. But that's okay. I mean, it was still a green trade and a fun trade to hold overnight. So and then you guys see, I said if we break this BPR, I said we would go right back to 45 to 44.80, and you see that's exactly what happened today. We came back and took out these lows. Just goes to show you how these BPRs, these hourly inverses can literally tell you where to expect price to draw to next. And then same thing for NQ. So NQ last night, let's see if I can find it here. So in last night's video, NQ is struggling to, where is it? Well then last night, yeah. So yeah, there's this 15-minute right here. So I said we wanted NQ to get over this 15, and if we didn't, we would expect to go back to these lows. Well, you see, we got above it, and I said, yeah, NQ would probably run back to I think it was the I think I said 393 and maybe 44.40, and you see we got very very close to it. We still took out the 393 target, but and then so we hit that, we got above it, we took out the first target, and then you see what happens after we crash back down. I said we would probably go back down to the 15,219 level, and that's exactly what happened today. Again, another way that you can use these just to tell you where the price is headed to next. So today was very very for for price action prior to CPI. The price action was very very good today. So today consisted of very good structure, or like especially if you're an ICT trader, like after you get this dump that we had this morning, you would expect. So we got this dump. We took these lows. We took Tuesday's lows, evening lows. Well, that's a fib, but we're gonna use that as the line. You see, we took those lows, and then once we take those lows, we can then look for a long position. So then, at this point, you can look for a long position from here. You see we had this 5 minute here, closed above, retested, never closed below. You would target this high and then these equal highs right here, and then to this 5 minute FEG, which is exactly what happened. Nice, very very clean trade. I'm not sure if this is the one we took in chat today. We took two in chat today. I would have to figure out where they were. But yeah. Anyway, going from that trade, so we had this, and then once we dump like this, I think we all expected price action to still be kind of bearish. So let's go to the hourly chart, and this happened. I'm gonna bring up both charts here because you can see it on both charts pretty clearly here. So if you draw a fib, take out the lows, retrace up to 50% of the downtrend. You see we get just above the zero point 0.5 fib. It's pretty much the same thing that I show you guys on the daily on ES and NQ. Like we pump up, we retrace to the 50% mark, we get below it, and then we bounce back up. This is it's the same exact thing, but for shorts. So you see we have our fib, and then we dumped. We take the 50% mark, which would be 45.07. We just got it, and then where can we expect to, retrace to go back lower after the zero point 0.5 fib? So you can see this one didn't work. This one didn't work because they're below the zero point 0.5 fib. This one's above the zero point 0.5 fib. It puts you in a premium, and then look what happens once we hit that. Boom, and right back to the low. So this is keeping me bearish going into the night. I still think, and then obviously the same thing happened on NQ. If you draw us the same thing, you see got above the zero point 0.5 fib, hit this hourly FEG and dump. So I think this pretty much tells us NQ goes back to 15146, and I think on the higher time frame, NQ, like I showed you a little bit ago, these are both AM lows. I think NQ heads back to this 108 and this 15060 level before going back up. And like I said, with CPI, we can see that boom, boom mark going into tomorrow. So overnight, pretty simple again. We kind of have this BPR here or triple FEG, whatever you want to call it. Uh, I want to see what happens if ES gets back above this. We're going to run these highs and then forget the bearish sentiment for now, but we'll just see what happens. And then same thing for NQ. It's pretty much got the same setup. So I'm watching these BPRs going into the evening. If we can get a a bounce up from here and then a short back down, these lows, and then watch your 108 and your 15058 levels, and then ES we'd be looking for an entry into this 4470 level on this daily fair value gap. So let's see if I can go over some trades real quick here that we took today. So let's see. We took a long on ES at 111 today. Let's see if we can find that. So at 111 today, we took a long. I think we played this 5 minute, was it? Maybe. Played this 5 minute, and then we played this one. That's what we did. Sorry about that. All right. We got above here. You see, we got the close above. We bought at 4,500, and then we targeted. We were after 4506. Our bookmap orders told us that there were orders sitting there, and then we had equal highs sitting here, and then on the 1 minute chart there was also equal highs just a bit below. So you see, we were targeting these 4506 level, and we had this FEG sitting right here. So this is where we took profit, a nice little $6 gain, and then the second one was on the pump up. So in that same candle that we traded, in that same candle that we traded to get to 4506, this happened on the 15-minute chart. We violated this 15-minute with this candle. This was the candle that we longed, and then we also violated this. So when I seen this, and then we got the retest right here, we uh, we bought back in at 45.05, a little bit up here, because it was pretty obvious we were gonna break this, and we were just targeting a small scalp up to 45.09, where Bookmap told us more orders were sitting. Obviously, we could have held for a lot higher. We could have held for this high into that into that hourly where we rejected, but you can't always get every thing. But two good trades today, and then obviously we took the lotto going into close, expecting this candle to accelerate up, but it didn't happen. We got stopped out, but it was a very small trade, just a little lotto play, and we didn't get it, and that happens. But still a green day. Hope this cleared up things for you guys. Hope you guys have a wonderful evening, and we will talk to you tomorrow.